If it comes to $1,000 or $1,200 monthly check focused on the low income, I have all the details and further clarification in this video. Let's get right into this. Alright, so earlier today, just a few hours ago, I was out that oral video talking about some new and exciting information in regard to a $1,000 monthly check or $1,200 monthly check to focus on the low income in the form of either Universal Basic Income UBI, Guarantee Basic Income GBI, or just Standing Out Basic Income. They are all essentially the same thing with a few very slight variation, but essentially pretty much the same thing. The fact of the matter is this simply just monthly check focused on the low income. Let's first start out by talking about information that we do know that has already been introduced and has already been announced. Here, what we do know, there are a couple of representatives in the House. Again, kind of funny. I know, representatives in the House. I know. Alright, so anyway, here what we do know, there are a couple representatives in the House of Representatives who are introducing those proposals and talking about sending out monthly check focused on the low income, the amount of either $1,000 or $1,200 every single month. Now, they say low income. How do they identify low income? $75,000 of income or less. Now, did they say anything specifically about Social Security, SSDI, SSI, retirement, survivors VA benefits? They did not say anything specifically. However, hold up for just a second here, because there's more to come on this. They did not identify anything in particularly when it comes to these monthly fixed income beneficiaries. Does that mean you are out? Not necessarily, because here the thing or they said was low income $75,000 or less. They did not say low income including fixed income beneficiary. So again, we need to read between the lines here because we don't have all this information. We don't have all the pieces of the puzzle quite yet. However, based on what the parts of the puzzle that we do have, we can put them into place. We can see the image, right? So it's like a puzzle that's missing like 4 pieces of the scatter throughout the board, right? You can see the image even though those couple pieces are still missing. My point is, even though there's couple pieces and we do not have that information quite yet, as far as will fixed income also be included? Here, what we do know, they have said low income $75,000 of income or less. Well, let me ask you, does your monthly benefit in the amount of whatever it is? Maybe it's the SSI 841 a month, or maybe it's Social Security disability 921 a month, or maybe it's Social Security retirement off. Let's just say, for example, $1,100 a month. Again, I'm just making up numbers except for SSI that actually is the real number. But anyway, I'm just making up some numbers. Here, let me ask you on a monthly basis, this number, do this add up to less than 75 million for income per year? Of course, you do right. Therefore, according to their proposals, and what they are saying that could be less than their heart of the 75,000 of annual income per individual, right? Therefore, according to what they are actually proposing here, that could be to accordance with what they are actually saying. My point is, even though we don't have all the pieces of the puzzle quite yet to determine will fixed income also be included, according to definitions, they were already given us 75,000 of income or less. It therefore beneficiaries could also be in that income bracket because the fixed income or the benefits that you are receiving from SSI or SSDI VA, that is income and money that somebody receives throughout the course of the year. By definitions, the IRS is income, unless of course that is a gift from the family member, which again is not taxable at a certain threshold. Usually it's about 50,000, but again, that's a totally different topic we can talk about later. But essentially the point is any income that comes to the person in the by definition from IRS is counted as income, and money that comes to you is income. Therefore, SSDI is income, SSI is income social. Security retirement is income by this definition, 75,000 of income less than. That would make somebody eligible. So I wanted to lay this out a little bit more closely. Now, we do not have all the pieces of this puzzle quite yet. However, we do have some people talking about this. We have the proposal out Ilhan Omar that came out in about mid-2021. But anyway, my point is they've been talking about this $1,000 monthly check or $1,200 monthly check focused on the low income. And low income is identified as those they hold. I think it could be safe to say probably. Of course, you probably could be included on this. Now, unless unfortunately for some weird reason, they came back and said, okay, we are changing a parameter and here what is going to be 75,000 of earned income that could make somebody eligible. Again, by definition is Social Security earned income. Is it technically earned income? This is going back to the rule when it comes is to like Social Security and the IRS and all of these other things IRS rules get in order to contribute. For example, it needs to be earned income, so somebody who receives Social Security, if it's not an earned income, technically can't contribute. So there's a lot of different provisions. Here, however, they are just looking at income. What is the income of somebody? And that could be determined if that person is eligible. Now, how could they determine their earnings? How could they determine income? Here's what I think could be based on the tax return. They got to look at their tax return. Anybody with those tax return under those their holds could be the one eligible because that's it technically how they can verify income is what. How much is somebody reporting to IRS? So, looking at somebody's tax return, if it's less than the threshold, there we go. Because that's the official feeling. Because if your income comes into the IRS to say $10,000 a year or $7,800 a year, that's that's officially what your income was from the year. So these are the official tax filing, whatever is filled with IRS. So anyway, I know that I'm kind of doing the couple different rabbit holes, but my point is I wanted to come back and give you a couple different examples of where they are getting this income from. How could it technically be reported to IRS on the tax return?